Today I'm going to share with you a simple idea within human physiology and science that really is so important to understand because it can help you optimize your benefits from your diet and exercise habits and also prevent you from making one of the biggest, most common mistakes that permeates our fitness culture. So this idea is something called hormesis or hormesis. Essentially what it means is that a small dose of something can have the opposite effect of a larger dose of the exact same thing. So if we think about it graphically, you've got like a baseline, right? And you start to engage in a habit, consume something or do something, you get some benefit. But if you continue with it, then you start going into negative territory. And this idea is very important to understand because in our dogmatic, doom and gloom, overhyped fitness culture, a lot of ideas surrounding diet and exercise kind of have this notion that if some is good, then more is always better. And while there may be a diminishing rate of return, it's still worth it to maximize your result as much as possible. So push the limits of whatever habits you're following as far as possible. But what Hormesis tells you is that if you take things far enough, not only are you getting less benefit from it, but at some point you're actually going to go backwards. More exercise can hurt your health. It can make you weaker. It can hurt your performance. It can undermine the very things you're going after. So let's talk practical application. What does this mean? Well, this curve can be different for everybody. Like let's say, for example, eating calories, right? You eat so many calories, there's a benefit, and then if you just keep eating, there's a negative detriment. Now, this curve could be big and you have to eat a lot before you go into negative territory, or you could be in a position where that curve isn't nearly as long and you go into that territory a lot quicker. Everybody's different, all habits are different, and it can change over time. So what can we do? Well, I encourage you to remember that all of your diet and exercise habits should overall have a positive effect. Negative consequences like I'm tired, I'm achy, I have cravings, I'm hungry all the time, whatever habits, if they're causing some sort of a negative chronic impact, that's a sign you may be a little bit more in this negative territory. Maybe back off a little bit on some of those habits. So just kind of mull it over in your mind for the next several days. What sort of things are hard to stick with because they're stressing your mind, body, and you're decreasing your motivation? Cut back a little bit because not only can cutting back on some habits not undermine your progress, it may even enhance it. Check out these videos for more thoughts and questions down below. Thank you so much for listening. Be fit, live free.